When the government imposes excise taxes, basically they're increasing the cost of the good, okay? So if we look at this, originally, if we didn't have a tax, the price would be here and the quantity would be here, okay? So now if the government imposes a tax on a particular good, what that's going to do is it's going to shift our supply curve to the left, okay? So what's going to happen now is the price is going to increase and the quantity is going to decrease, okay? But another thing we have to figure out then is who's bearing the burden of this tax, okay? So let's put some numbers here. Let's say the vertical distance between the S curve and the S plus 1 is the amount of the tax, okay? So the vertical distance between S and S1 is the amount of the tax. Okay, so let's say this would be P2. So let's just assign some numbers. Let's say this is 5, 7, and 8. Okay, so the vertical distance here, from here to here, is going to be 8 minus 5. The amount of the tax is $3. Okay, we can tell that that is the amount of the tax because that's the vertical distance between the two curves. Now, who's going to pay this tax? It doesn't matter who submits the tax to the government. What matters who's bearing the burden, who's going to end up paying the burden of the tax. So originally, the price was $7. Okay, originally the price was, the price was $5. Sorry about that. Originally the price was $5. Now the new price is $7. So originally we were paying $5 for the good and the seller received $5 and they kept $5. Okay, now with the tax, now we're paying $7 and let's say that the firm is going to have to submit the tax. So they're going to have to pay into the government the tax. So the buyer now pays $7. They used to pay $5. So they bear $2 of the tax. Okay, because originally they paid $5 for the good. Now they're paying $7. They're paying $2 of the $3 tax. So now that leaves the remainder. The seller, he used to get $5. Okay, now he's receiving $7, but he has to submit $3 to the government. So he keeps $4 of those dollars. So he used to get $5. Now he only gets to keep $4. So he's only paying $1 of the tax. Now, we didn't really do much with elasticities, but it really depends on the elasticities of our demand and supply curves to see who's going to bear the burden of the tax. The more inelastic a good, the more burden is going to be borne. But don't really worry about that. We don't really cover that. But anyway, this is not always going to be $3 tax and $2 for one and one. It's just going to depend on the particular good.